Welcome back to Unwrapped. I'm Mark Summers, bringing you a few of our favorite foods from the freezer, like Fat Boys. Now, don't be offended. Fat Boy is just the name of an ice cream sandwich that's got a little extra filling around the middle. Don't believe me? Well, watch. Don't call it dainty. Don't call it delicate. This here is one fat snack. You better bring your appetite when you sit down with a Fat Boy. These extra large bars are the heavyweight champions of ice cream sandwiches, and they were the ice cream dream of this guy, Casper Merrill.
My grandfather had started his ice cream company in 1925. Ice cream sandwiches were a very common product, but were very thin, and he felt like they needed to have more ice cream. And so that's how the Fat Boy was born.
The big bars were a hit in the 1940s, but they didn't get the name Fat Boy until the 1980s, when people could no longer ignore the overstuffed super sandwich.
If it had less ice cream, we'd have to call it a Skinny Boy.
The Fat Boy factory is nestled in the Cache Valley of Richmond, Utah. Here, they use 3 million pounds of milk every year. That makes around 1 million gallons of ice cream.
We start with 6,000 pounds of milk. When we're done with it, we'll end up with 1,000 gallons of ice cream.
First, the milk blends with the main ingredients.
1,000 pounds of sugar, a little over 1,000 pounds of butter. We'll throw in about 300 pounds of powder.
Next, the heated liquid pumps into a homogenizer. This process makes it smooth and creamy.
From there, we'll move right into our plate cooler, which takes the mix from 167 degrees, and when it comes out, it's 38 degrees.
After the mix is cool, it sits for 4 hours. This aging process improves the texture. Then it hits the freezer, and we're ready to make some ice cream. An extruder drops the ice cream onto a conveyor belt as a hot wire cuts the ice cream into cubes.
You can see that it just slices through that ice cream like warm butter.
Each wire slices 55 bars per minute. Next up, they ride into a cold, dark tunnel.
These are our freeze tunnels, and this is where the magic really happens. We've got about 3,300 ice cream bars in this tunnel right now. They freeze the ice cream to where they're hard, solid pucks. They come out at about 0 degrees.
After a half hour in the tundra, the vanilla squares slide out of the freezer and take their spot on the assembly line. Then, stacks of chocolate wafers get ready for the big moment. The ice cream cube falls onto the first cookie. Then, the top wafer darts out of a machine and glides perfectly on top.
The wrap machine will insert both the top and bottom cookie and then send it through a cellophane wrap.
And just in case you're wondering, more than 6,000 Fat Boys fly off the assembly line an hour. They make 25 million Fat Boys a year. Then the bars have a chance to chill out. They stay in the freezer at the Fat Boy factory at 20 below zero until they're shipped around the world.
It's a little piece of heaven, that product. You bite into it, and it's creamy, it's smooth, it's delicious.